Well, hello everybody. A little quick disclaimer before I start the storytelling of my idea. So this is gonna be the final. Maybe I'm gonna upload one more part, but a big chance it's gonna be the final part today because I just upload a lot of these parts today because I haven't uploaded in a week because I didn't really have an idea for episode 9. So yeah, and in my playlist on Miraculous World, the thing I added from another YouTuber. That was an accident. I actually added with when I watched. I added with an accident, so that should be remembered. And I mean, I think that's everything. So let's get started with the day's stars of the show, Sass and Fluff. Long time ago. I mean, not that long as Tiki and Flag, but long time ago. That's enough for me. There were thing that we call time. But what is time? Was time always known? Long there was one beautiful star. And that star split into two, and just like Kiki, it became like Tiki. It made itself into a body, and that was Fluff and Sass. Okay, I'm just kidding. Fluff and Sass were burned up out of starlight. There was two animals, a snake and a bunny, and starlight, and some be things that we like to call starlight or star energy that make them into kwamis. Sass and Fluff are siblings. Sass has the power to rotate time. What we see from the hero from the hero Hyperion, we see he can only go back 5 minutes in time, but long time ago, with the snake if you use the snake miraculous a ton of times and you become stronger with it, you can go back in time whenever you want. You can go back in time. Like I was born in that time, and I can go back when I was only born. Anything further when I was born, a second, a millisecond, not allowed. The future, not allowed. Only the timelines I seen. And Fluff has the power to travel through any future, anywhere in past, present, everywhere. Time in the world doesn't go. So if you be there for years in a world, you could just go back in the timeline and nobody will notice that you were gone if you go back to your timeline. But with every single great power, there becomes responsibility. The power of rotating time and even go back when you were birthed. But when you go back, you can only stay there 5 minutes. You won't change anything in the future. And this is the first ever sin. There was a person that found the snake miraculous. It was a bracelet made out of branches. And when it transformed, like I said, with Plaid and Tiki, it was in camouflage mode. When it goes in its camouflage mode, it changes. I'm sorry if you heard something. I was interrupted by my mom. She was grabbing something from the room. So okay, let's continue. So that person used that power for wrong reasons. Not nice. He rotated time for selfishness. And people realized that these great powers should never be used. One brave little girl stopped him. Some say that's his cousin. Some say that's his sister. Some say that was a friend. But people do know that they knew each other, and he stopped. And let's move on to the Fluff part. Fluff was found by a person that loved crazy scientific stuff, and he found it. And he used the power. He made a clock, and he transformed. And how hard is to believe, but the camouflage mode, it's still the camouflage mode to this day. And that's fascinating, isn't it? Usually Tiki, Plague, Sass changed, but Fluff never changed. Camouflage mode. So one scientist transformed Fluff, and he saw so much inventions. And when Alex gave the that watch, you're like, how is it so modern? How can he do that? Even our own technology cannot do it. But it was all thanks to that person. He traveled in the future and saw how to make it, and he made the clock. Of course, he never went there into the future. He stayed there for a few years and he come back to his timeline where he belongs. People missed him when he was gone, but when he came back, that memory was deleted. That timeline when he was gone was deleted, and the possible future was changed. But not in a bad way. Thank God. If he would have not changed the future, people would have died of time problems because of the Sass problem. If he would have never come back, the little girl would have never saved any of them. The scientist had a son that he gave a miraculous. Some say that son was in Alex's family tree. And this is how the bunny and snake miraculouses were born. So, okay, so I hope you like that idea of my miraculous series. This is how Fluff and Sass and my idea were, but okay, so if you're curious, in part 4 was gonna be Mulu. Mulu is gonna be the 4th Kwame we're gonna be seeing. After Mulu, there's 100% story that you might be fascinated or you might hate. I hope you won't hate it, but that's I might upload episode of the Mulu, but about that beautiful blossoming flower might not come. Wink, wink.